Have been told you should be seen and not heard. Your place is in the kitchen or in a man's house. But I beg to differ. I am Lillian Udodi. On Women's Court, we discuss issues concerning women, men, children alike. From HIV, bad relationships, sickle cell anemia, domestic violence. These and many more with our array of guests we have every week on Women's Court. Women's Court. You build a woman, you build a nation. And welcome to Women's Court. I am Lillian Udodi. Have you ever been harassed by your mother? Go and get dressed, Tolani. I have told Chief Kosoko to bring his son. Make sure you dress well to kill him. Or have you been from church to church seeking counsel because you can't find a woman to marry? Or maybe auntie comes in and says, look, you have spent so much time in the house. We need to find a man or a woman for you to pack your things fast, and go. Yes, I'm talking matchmaking. Have you ever been match-made? Hi everyone, so it's Women's Court. I am Lillian Udodi, like you know, and we're discussing matchmaking on today's show. Did you know matchmakers have gone professional? So today in the house, I have a professional matchmaker, the first in Africa to be certified. Yes, the first in Africa to be certified in New York. Make welcome Dr. Good Arese. Hi, Dr. Good.
Hi, Lillian. Thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you for honoring my invitation. I almost had a heart attack, but I'm happy. I'm happy you're here, and you look amazing. How's your family?
Very well, and yours?
Very well, thank you. It's amazing to have you here again because I see you from time to time, and I'm glad you're here.
Awesome.
All right. So first and foremost, why matchmaking? Why did you go into matchmaking, and what is the name of your company?
First of all, the name of my company is Elite Love Club.
Elite Love Club.
Yes.
Okay.
And why matchmaking? It's been a struggle so far, from having been a single person to the point of even having a girlfriend. And of course,
was that struggle for you?
Yeah, it was a struggle for me, and
Okay.
of course, it was a struggle for a lot of people around me, and still a struggle for a lot of people that I know so far. And it was crazy. I got lucky to meet my wife.
Okay.
Not necessarily through matchmaking, and I began to understand that finding someone can be done, or you can be introduced in an easier way rather than you just going through different
the rigors
people.
of trying to meet people, right?
So you can actually go through someone and meet the right person, and then everything goes well from there. So I had to start from there, my research, and of course how to really help people in terms of relationships, and then see how it goes. But
honestly, did you get your first degree in matchmaking, or I just want to know, like, how?
No, there's no first degree in matchmaking.
Okay.
You just get trainings and certifications.
And certifications,
yes, on
okay.
matchmaking, which is under science, love science.
Oh,
yes.
love science.
Yes, which you have to.
Who would have thought there was anything like love science? I'm sorry, I'm going to. Okay, moving on.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is. So over there, they just train you on how to really understand people first of all, and their needs, and what role do you play as a matchmaker, and how to also see it as a business.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe sometime in the show we're going to play a game, because you have to explain to me what I might be looking for in Anyways, moving on. So, how long is this course? And you got your certification in New York, like you rightly said, with the likes of. So tell us a little about that. Like, you traveled, you went for a course for how many months? And is it lucrative, like your business and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can run a program for as long as 1 year.
Okay.
And of course, you come up with all the information that you need to start up. depends on how serious you are. People go in and then they don't. Over there, where a woman was having issues not to manage her emotions as a matchmaker. When clients negatively reject some things with you, how do you manage your emotions? So she's trying to put her own emotions in it. So she was kicked out from the class. You can't get satisfied.
Why?
So
Because she was too emotionally
yeah, yeah,
involved?
she was too emotionally involved into a
Oh.
scenario that hasn't happened yet. So it's a big time serious thing whereby even as much as you have paid so much money to get trained, they
Okay.
can still kick you out and then that's it. So it's a lucrative business if you know what you are doing. And
Okay.
of course you know the kind of people that you want to work with. Yes.
Okay, so how are your clients screened and interviewed? Like, how do you go about selecting your clients, your prospective clients, and how do you know the success rate? Like, can you say, I'm going to be a success with this person, or I know what you're looking for? Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, matchmaking is meant to be a fun process all through from the time
A
of
fun process for you or
for
the
everyone,
intent? Okay.
anyone who hasn't signed up for matchmaking before. It should be a fun process. It should be
Okay.
something that you look forward to. It should be something you just be wild. Okay, so this happens. So, however, as a matchmaker, it should be a fun process for you to counsel the person or consult the person in terms of knowing what they want or what he or she wants in criteria and personalities of a match. Then it should be a fun process for you to start searching for that person.
Okay.
And also, it should be a fun process for you to introduce them to people.
Okay.
So it should be a fun process. You start to look at it like, okay, it's no longer a fun process when a client starts to pressurize you about dates or starts to reject certain things or rather look at it in a negative way that this would not work for me. It should be a
But
negative.
how do you counsel your clients to tell them just be positive, be open minded? Because you know a lot of people have been through heartbreaks and they don't know how to deal. So how do you tell them, don't worry, you'll be fine. Just depend on me and God and stuff like that. How do you do that? How do you assure them?
Yes, that's a very beautiful question you've asked. In the matchmaking, the reason why I said it's love science, you don't just deal with having to find someone, a partner.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that one may be suffering from emotionally or traumatically, which you have to deal with. If you can't take care of those things, you call other people to, as a matchmaker, you also play the role of a counselor.
Okay.
But if it has to do with something you can take care of, you might refer them to a therapist or someone, a colleague that will handle that. So when they are well, when they are okay emotionally, then you can proceed. Because someone who is suffering emotionally, there's no amount of dates or introductions that you set up that will satisfy that person. So you look at that first. As a matchmaker, that's why we say the science, you should be able to tell, is this person suffering from something from the past? Should we move on from this place?
Okay.
Or we need to take care of things in the past first before we proceed? Because if you start to find introductions for someone who is having issues from the past, you definitely you are going to fail definitely. So you need to pay attention to what is being said and what is that has not been said so far in the consultation process. Filling the form, you'll be able to see a lot of things. That's why we have several pages of consultation, several pages of informations that we ask people.
Okay.
Sometimes clients will say, this is too much just to find a woman or just to find a man. Why do I need to fill all of
Let's just
this
go through the
information?
easy way,
Yes,
right?
but we are trying to understand you, knowing who you are, what might limit you from not finding someone. And of course, when we see these things, we can still kill. Sign up for coaching classes instead of matchmaking classes first. Then, when we are done with you in coaching you from stepping from where you are to somewhere where you become a better person, not necessarily that you were a bad person or you had something, but we just want you to achieve your goals. So we move you from where you are to the next place. And once you are there, we can say, okay, yes, you are ready to find someone who is of that criteria.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So let's go on a short break. And when we return, he's going to give us tips step by step how you contact him, what steps you need to take to be in the matchmaking business. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a few. Right, welcome back. It's still Women's Court. I am Lillian Doty, and I'm not alone. We have Dr. Good Arese in the building. And yes, we're discussing matchmaking. I'm sure you never knew there was anything like professional matchmaking. So Dr. Good Arese is a professional matchmaker and a relationship coach expert. You're welcome again.
Thank you.
So before we went on break, you're about to give us tips on how to, the matchmaking process. So what do people do? Like, do they need to seek out profiles, like in-depth profiles of each other, or they just come and say, this is what I'm looking for? So can you just break it down to us?
Yeah, what we do, we don't send profiles out there. We don't show profiles to people. It's discreet in that sense.
Okay.
So we just tell you about this person. And of course, most
Do
times...
you give real names or you use pseudonyms for starters? Because
real names. Yes, we speak about real names. We don't talk about... we don't do that.
Okay, do you refer them to social media to go and look up the people themselves?
No, we don't do that.
Oh, okay.
We don't do that. So what we do is this. Once we find you someone, we just tell you about the person. If you are stimulated, then we set up a date, which has to be in a public place.
Will you be with them?
Yes, of course, I will be with them.
But they might not be comfortable enough to open up.
I'm not going to be there sharing all of those things with themselves. I'm just to introduce the person who's going to introduce them together. And after that, I just excuse them, let them have a chat, get to know themselves.
Okay, so will you still be in the environment?
Yeah, watch them, see how the connection is going, the chemistry and all those things.
Okay, so I would like you to give an example of weird requests people have made in the past. Like, okay, I want someone who is tall, dark, and handsome. I want someone who is voluptuous. What is the weirdest request you have gotten from a client?
Well, I won't say that I have a specific one. It's just that what I've noticed is the fact that most times people make requests which is above their means. So as a matchmaker, someone is requiring for, I'm not saying it's wrong, but realistically, you might want to send some level of imbalance in requests and forms who are sent, or people asking for a partner. For example, let me bring in finances into it, and you don't have a job,
okay,
or probably you earn just a little, for example 50,000, and then you're asking for someone who earns about 2 million naira monthly, and you are talking about this money a lot in it, and it's a problem, because I feel like you want someone who has money, who is wealthy, who is financially secure, just for you to satisfy yourself. And it happens both ways. A lot
But
of
Dr. Good, to be honest,
yes,
don't we all need money?
Of course, we do need money.
Shouldn't we find a partner who can balance us? I'm just saying, if I were your friend or your sister and I came to you and I'm like, I'm looking for someone who I can just fall in love with, would you not advise me? He better have a job. He better have a good paying job. Wouldn't you?
Great. That's a good thing. But another thing is this. What are you bringing on the table?
I'm working too, but
Yeah.
I need someone who earns higher than I do.
Yes, I understand what I say.
So I don't think it's wrong
Yes. Most times the request, the forms people send is based on financial security, not based on love and likeness. It's based on, okay, I want him or I want her to have a job and he's or she's earning around this figure. Now that's why I take forms from people who earn from certain monthly income. Okay, you earn 500, 1 million. I should find you someone around that age, so that we're not talking about money. You are not going to have money issues. You're not going to say, okay, someone is looking for my money because she has equal, she has the same kind of money that you do. You earn 500. She might even be earning more than you. So you might not see her in that sense like, yes, I have a lady who is interested in my finances.
Nice. Okay, so how does your company advertise and attract clients? Like, what do you do? Like, do you go on your success rate, or, based on your success rate, do people go and say, oh, I had to meet Dr. Good, you should meet Dr. Good? How do you attract clients to yourselves?
Yeah, most of the clients that I've gotten are based on referrals, based on people who've met me individually.
Okay.
Of course, people who have heard about me on TV, radios, and other medias, of course, mediums of adverts.
Okay.
So they just trust the fact that yes, and of course, a lot of people who come to Nigeria, they want to start dating, and they go on Google and search, and I want matchmaking or a matchmaker. I want that service, and then they just come.
Interesting. Okay, so how much do you charge, and what do prospective clients get for their money? Like, how much? How much? Just give me a basic. No, really, because I want to know how much. I'm planning on going to matchmaking.
That's quite discreet in a way, because okay, fine. The thing is this: matchmaking is not, should I use the word cheap, or I don't know what word should I use, because you are managing people's love life, you are managing people's future, their decisions in finding the right person. In as much as it's fun and it's awesome, there's a lot of tasky work in it. Having
Okay.
to run profiles, run background checks. You don't have that technology yet, whereby you and I have social security numbers, whereby we can
Exactly.
look up people online or check out people's profiles and see, yes, you've been to jail. So you need to do a lot of works, ask people questions. So
Do you
that,
go all the way to their villages and
no, I
stuff?
don't have to go to the villages. All I need to know is places that you've lived within the past 2 years.
Well, how does that really guarantee that you know the person in depth? Like, an in depth profile of that person.
Well,
Just 2 years.
yes, that's the best that we can do, because we don't have that ability to get all the information from birth to 30 years old, 28 years old. We just look around. So what I do is this: most times I just want to know at least three of your friends first of all, and I
Okay.
want to understand who you are from your friends, while I ask questions also at your workplace, and of course places that you've lived so far. So that's what we do.
Okay. So we're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be taking questions from our social media platforms. Don't go anywhere. Yes, we're still talking matchmaking business on Women's Court. All right, welcome back. It's still Women's Court. So we're still talking matchmaking, and we have Dr. Good Arese in the building. So Dr. Good, we're going to be taking some questions from social media, and I have a quick game for us to play.
Oh,
So which one do you? Let's finish with the questions first. Okay, so Tunde Lawal 04 from Instagram says, "Is everyone charged the same fee?"
yes,
Everyone is charged the same
yes,
fee,
yes,
from consultation
yes,
to the work proper.
yes.
Everyone is charged
Yes,
the
there's
same
a
fee.
fixed price for everyone, regardless of how much you earn.
Okay, okay. So Talk to Fumi says, "Are there any minimum or maximum number of matches that can take place? Do you match? I'm sure she's trying to say, do you match people with multiple partners, or they have?"
Okay, that's a good question. So what we do is this: we have different packages,
Okay.
and each of those packages have limitations of how many people that you're supposed to meet.
Okay.
For instance, 3 months package, you are gonna meet three people within the space of 3 months. Yes, that fall into your criteria, not just single guys who are on the street, or single ladies because they are single. People who fall into your criteria. And of course, 6 months you find. So it's just like having each.
Oh, okay. So for 6 months, you meet six people.
Yes.
Okay.
And if we can't provide you for, if we can't provide you 6 people for the 6 months,
Yeah.
that means we might have to extend it to this next month, 7th or 8th month. But you won't pay for that. It's on the house, and most times the reason why we structure this way so you can be able to see more people. Most
Okay.
times, if you're not satisfied with the first date, I can say, okay, I want to see someone else. I don't feel like I will have a great relationship with this guy or this lady, so let me just see someone else. And it goes on 1 year contract and all that.
Nice. So Nikki Love says, what's your company's success rate?
Yes, we have been able to have weddings, and they are still wedded.
And they're
Yes,
still wedded.
together.
Really?
Yes, yes.
Since when?
Since we started operating, we have been having weddings, and
Like how many weddings?
year in, year out. We can actually give you a figure right now,
Okay.
but we've done a lot, and of course in relationships too, we've done a lot, and we thank God so far it's going well. And I always say this: one of um, the introductions that really wowed me was of a guy who met his wife
Mm-hmm.
through us, and within the space of 2 months, he had given her a ring,
Okay.
and they got married within the space of 6 months.
And they're still married.
They're still married.
Wow. Nikki Love, I hope we have answered your question. Okay, so Terry Babe 99 says, have you failed at any matchmaking?
Have
you?
I failed at matchmaking?
Yes. Has your company failed at any
Hmm.
matchmaking?
We haven't failed at any matchmaking. It's either we refund you.
Hmm.
That's the process whereby it's no longer fun. We can't work with you anymore. We haven't failed. We just feel like we can't satisfy you.
Okay.
We just feel like we can't work with you anymore.
Okay. So lastly, this is my own question. How successful are matchmakers, and what would you and your company define your company's success as?
Well, as long as you have goals, relationship goals, love goals, if we're able to meet those goals, that means we are successful with you. Once you are able to meet those goals. And most times, for matchmakers all around the world, their intention is not to just get your money. Their
Okay.
intentions is to make sure they help you succeed
Okay.
in finding love. And of course, staying happy in your love life. That's the ultimate goal. But then the process of doing that with you, it might cost you some.
Okay.
So that's just it. It's not always about the money. Sometimes people say, why can't I just do the same thing? It's not that easy, but it's fun. It's
Okay.
fun to be a matchmaker.
Nice. So go ahead and tell us your website again.
Yes, www.elitenig.com. That is ELITENIG.com.
Okay, so it's www.elitenig.com. www.
Or you can just go on Google and search Elite Love Club.
Elite Love Club. Okay, so before we go, what do you think I am looking for in a man? Just quick assessments. Just give me a quick assessment.
Assessment. There's no quick assessment without information from
You're
you.
you study people personally now, so just tell me.
The only thing I can study is who you are, not what you are looking for.
Who am
so
I?
What it is that you need to do is to give us some information about who
That's
you
so
are.
good. You have cheated me. I told you this thing before we started. You have cheated
But
me.
that's the truth. I'm not I'm not a mentalist, or I'm not.
But you were talking about personal reader and all whatnot.
Yes,
and
anyone who is into love business is gonna ask you to run personality tests to know who you are, and of course they're gonna give you some questions to answer to help you understand who you are. And in terms of finding searches or searching mates or matches for people, you don't assume for your client. You don't advise before they give you their information. They need to give you information that you need to work with first before you can advise or before you can suggest something. So you just don't sit back and say, okay, I think you need a man that is tall, dark, rich, or a lady that is slim and all that. You don't do that. You get their information first, process that, and see how you can work with it. But if that is not working out for them, you can say, okay, I think this is not exactly what we should be looking for.
Okay.
Maybe this might help. This might be what we should be looking for. That's where you advise. And of course, they can say, I don't want that advice. This is what I want. And they still have to work with it. But if you can satisfy them, you may have to terminate the contract.
Nice. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation.
Thank you for
And I
having
hope
me.
when next I call you, you will come.
Definitely.
I know, give me high blood pressure.
I don't do that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really grateful. I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching, and I would like to thank our people on social media, those who sent in their questions: Tunde Lawal 04, Nikki Love, Terry Babe 99, Talk to Fumi. Thank you so much for asking questions. I hope we answered your questions to the best of our capability. And yes, since I want to thank our camera crew, our studio manager. I want to thank my co-producer, Jennifer Alipe. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for watching. It's Women's Court. Till we come your way again, keep it locked on Unilag TV. Keep watching. Goodbye.